not become dull or tired. But when you try to fantasize and keep yourself in that same excitement, that is the moment your senses become dull. Understand, this secret will help you how to go beyond the senses without missing the pleasures. Let me be very honest. People come and tell me, in this young age you became Swami. They feel very sympathetic. But I tell you honestly, I feel sympathetic towards you. Arey, this guy is still suffering with the body, still caught in the world, and do not know the intense pleasure or bliss which you achieve when you don't live inside the senses, when you don't receive the pleasure. Understand? In your case, you may receive the pleasure through the eyes few minutes per day. Few minutes in your day, you may see some good scenes which you really enjoy, which you want to see again and again. But you spend whole day sitting inside your eyes. What I mean by the word sitting inside your eyes and spending whole day is, you can see, even while you are not enjoying the pleasure or beautiful things through your eyes, lot of things will be crashing inside your eyes. When your eyes are closed, you can see constantly the scenes which you want to see or which you saw will be crashing unnecessarily. That is what tires your senses. That is why, let me give you one more important secret. This is also from Patanjali. Person who is filled with fantasy will not be able to enjoy the reality. Person who is constantly fantasizing even about sex will not be able to really enjoy the moment if it happens in physical level. When in physical reality, when the other person is there, he will not be able to enjoy. Same way, the person who is constantly fantasizing about food will only fill himself. He will never feel fulfilled. You see, filling yourself is totally different from feeling fulfilled. A person who feels fulfilled will never fill himself. Obesity means that person is not enjoying food. That is the truth. You always think obesity comes because you enjoy food too much. No. Obesity means you are not enjoying food. You are only filling yourself with too much of fantasies about food. In this country, oh God, so much of advertisement for food. The food industry should be taken away from the private sector. No, really. And it is the greatest conspiracy against the nation, against the health of the nation. And I tell you, it's a conspiracy. So much of advertisement for food. In India, if you drive in highway, you can find out there is going to be a small village by seeing the temple tower. Here, you can find out there is going to be a county by seeing the McDonald's tower. So much of publicity for food. Constantly being reminded about food. God saved me, God. I was born and brought up in Indian villages. And you should cook and eat. Especially the Sikhs are requested by all the tradition, including Mahavir, they are requested to cook and eat. The monks in Jaina tradition or the Vedic tradition are not supposed to accept food specially cooked for them. They are supposed to cook and eat. The reason, you will feel a little tired and eat only once or twice a day. And if it is ready-made, directly available, hot, and everywhere, you will think, why not one more? And the size they serve, God. I can't imagine. And they tell that this is a medium size. Understand, you are not enjoying food. That is the truth. See, muscles are the place where you store the memory. Understand? You can't think by forgetting your body. Try to imagine, try to visualize your body is burnt, you don't have a body. And try to think, you will not be able to think even one thought. To burn the samskaras, there is a beautiful technique in Jainism and Buddhism. Both religions uses the technique. Sitting and visualizing as if your body is burnt. You don't have a body. You may think how that can remove the samskaras or engrams. Because your muscles are the place where you store your memories. From where you retrieve the memories. Now, understand these few things, then you will be able to correlate and see. You start storing many memories inside your senses even while you are not using them, while you are not deriving pleasure from them. For example, your memories about food, even while you are not eating, is getting stored inside your senses, and when really food comes in front of you, you think you should finish at least this much and try to grab, try to fill with the idea you will have more pleasure if you eat more. Understand? Only while you are thinking you will have more pleasure if you think more. But not in living. In fantasies, if you fantasize more time, you will have that excitement. But in reality, it is not true. It is not based on quantity, it is based on the quality. In fantasy, it is based on quantity. In reality, it is based on quality. In fantasy, your pleasure about eating or sex or listening, you always think, oh, I receive pleasure by listening to one song 5 minutes. If I listen for 3 hours, then I have 3 hours pleasure. No. 5 minutes you are receiving pleasure because those 5 minutes you are intense. Try to do that same thing for 3 hours. What happens? But in fantasy, you always calculate based on your logic. In fantasy, you are not in reality. You conveniently forget important data. You conveniently forget many important data for pleasure. In reality, after your intensity is over, you will see that you are not experiencing pleasure anymore. But you do not want to say to yourself that you are not deriving pleasure because you created too much of hope on that sense. So you try to force your sense, no, you are going to have pleasure. Enjoy more, don't leave, don't stop. Maybe now you are not having, tomorrow you will have, don't stop the routine. First thing, you create more fantasies. I don't know whether I am exactly expressing or making you understand what I am saying, because it is such a subtle truth, such a important truth. And when you go deeper and deeper, it is very difficult to reproduce the same understanding. And moreover, there are some things which you can't talk openly also. When it comes to senses, talking too much openly becomes a taboo. If I give some sharp examples, you will understand. In fantasy, whether it is seeing or touching or tasting gives so much of joy, the more time you spend in fantasy, the more joy you feel. But in reality itself, suddenly you feel you are done. You don't have any more the drive. Your system is tired. It wants to move away from the food or the sense pleasure or the object. Why? See, the sense, eye or tongue or the touch, that sense is there, the object is there, your power, your energy, consciousness is there. The object comes and touches the senses and connects with your connects with your consciousness. All three of them are there together. As long as you feel excited or new about the object which you are enjoying, the moment you think, oh, I know this object, once it becomes known, your consciousness moves away to something else, then even if the sense objects are touching your senses, you don't derive pleasure. Think now, are you clear? Once your consciousness moves away, even your sense objects are touching your senses, it is no more pleasure. But now you feel empty because you expected too much from your sense objects. You had too much of expectation from the sense objects. You were thinking they will give you totally different thing. They will show you a different world. You do not understand the limitations of senses. And you think you will derive the pleasure eternally. No. But now you do not want to accept the reality, it is not going to be eternal because you believed it. You tell your senses, no, try once more, try little more. Try little more. We will have it. We can have it. You force. The forcing happens because you have more memories about those sense objects or those pleasures, then you can enjoy. You have more memories than your capacity. That is where the difficulty starts. Actually, living the simple, innocent life, when your senses wants to enjoy, you come in contact with sense objects and your senses are enjoying, and the moment you feel that you know this joy and you relax and the sense objects also relax, is such a beautiful experience, such an innocent phenomena. It is so beautiful, it will only enrich your senses. You will never feel tired. But our lives are not so simple. Our lives are not so simple. We do not let go so easily, so freely, so joyfully. We catch, we hang on. Even after our senses are telling us, enough, we are done, relax, you say no. Who said? Once more. Let's have once more. Just trying to be more greedy because of too many memories recorded inside the senses. Here only we create problem. And not only that, staying inside those senses when it is not necessary also. As on now, you are not really enjoying. There are some senses which you are not really enjoying. But it's not that you come away from them. You think, who knows, any time I may get some object. Why unnecessarily moving away from the sense and then again entering? Let us wait. You wait inside every sense. That is why you are not full in any sense. Because half of your energy is sitting with your eyes, half of your energy is sitting with your ears, half of your energy is sitting with the tongue, half of your attention is sitting with a touch, then how do you think you will feel fulfilled with one sense? No. So Mahavir, when he says here, go beyond 5 senses of touch, smell, sight, taste and hearing, he is not telling you to kill the senses. He is telling you to live inside only when it is required. You may ask, how to do that? How to do that? The best way is, whatever you are enjoying, be intense, so that your whole attention comes away from other senses. Now if you are sitting and seeing me, visualize for a few minutes, I will not do anything except seeing. Let your whole being become seeing. Let your whole energy be only in eyes. Visualize clearly you are nothing more than eyes, nothing but eyes, just eyes. Forget about all other parts. Visualize there is only 2 eyes on the sky and seeing me, seeing what is going on. Forget all other senses. Suddenly you will see this rose will look more deeper way. This green will look greener. You will see the things more intensely. You will see the things deeply. You may not need these focus lights. You need these focus lights because you have lost light in your eyes. Your seeing is corrupted. Your seeing is covered by a film of thinking. You have always a film in front of you which is called thinking. As long as you have that film, thinking film in front of your eyes, you will never be able to see. You will never be able to see the reality. Anything, same way. Sit in your chair and touch something for 5 minutes and visualize that you are alive only in that few inch space. Your whole body is dead and you don't have any other parts except that few inches, except that few square inch. Be alive only on that. Suddenly you will see your whole attention and energy is gathering towards one sense. This is what we call pratyagara, means moving away from unnecessary senses. Understand, pratyagara does not mean moving away from all senses. I am not even asking you to move away from all senses. If you move away from all senses, you will fall into depression. No. Move away from unnecessary senses. The senses which are not directly useful. Which are not directly useful in that moment. This moment, naturally you don't need few of your senses. For example, taste. Now you don't need the taste. Because you are sitting and seeing. You may need eyes and ears. Move yourself completely to that. And relax from all other 3. Smelling, touch and taste. Just move yourself away from all 3. And be only hearing and seeing. Suddenly you will see, you become intense. The tiredness or feeling sleepy will disappear. You feel sleepy if you are distributed to all your senses. You do not have that intensity. That is why you feel tired, you feel sleepy, and you are thinking of something else, and you are sitting here. And you just, if the next person pokes at you, I am listening. You listen, why are you disturbing me? I am okay, you do. And even that you don't want to tell in a full words. Because if you utter full words, your sleep may get disturbed. So you just listening in a deep meditative mood. Good listener is a person who is thinking of something else. That is the truth. I always tell people, please do not meditate while you are listening. Because actually I know that they are not meditating. Sometimes it becomes too much to keep your eyes open. You just feel like, why not have a small or just a few minutes. And one more thing, me talking is like a lullaby. Sometimes I give a break. See, actually, if I give a break, they wake up. In India, people who have got houses near the train, near the railway track, if the train does not crash and create sound, they wake up from bed. Understand? They are tuned. If the train does not come on time, and if the sound is not created, that noise is not